You're about to waste another year of wealth building, and you won't even notice it happening. Right now, millions of people are making the same 5 purchasing decisions that guarantee they'll never accumulate real wealth. Not because they lack income, not because they're unlucky, but because they don't understand the difference between spending and investing. I've watched this pattern for 40 years, across recessions, booms, crashes, and recoveries. The people who get rich don't think like the people who stay broke, and their spending habits prove it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's killing your wealth trajectory, and you'll know what to do about it. But first, you need to understand something fundamental. Every dollar you spend is a decision about your future. Spend it wrong, and you're essentially voting for poverty. Let's be clear about stakes. The average person who ignores this advice will have accumulated roughly $12,000 in depreciating purchases by the end of 2026. That same $12,000, if invested consistently and disciplined, would grow to over $130,000 within a decade. That's not luck. That's not magic. That's math. And math doesn't care about your feelings. If you're serious about wealth, hit subscribe. Not because I need your subscription, because you need a filter between your brain and your wallet. And that's what this channel is. Now let's talk about the 5 things destroying your future. Number 1, the leased vehicle. Here's what you believe. Leasing is smarter because you don't deal with depreciation. Maintenance is covered. You always drive something new. Here's what's actually true. You're paying a premium to never own anything. You're paying interest on a vehicle you'll never accumulate equity in. And the leasing company knows exactly how much money you can afford to throw away monthly, and they've priced it accordingly. Let me show you the math. A 3-year lease on a luxury sedan costs you roughly $1,200 per month. That's $43,200 over the life of that lease. You hand back the keys. You own nothing. Your net worth is zero. The same person buying a 10-year-old Toyota with cash or a small loan, they're building equity from month 1. Yes, they're paying maintenance. Yes, it's older, but in 7 years, they own an asset free and clear. They've eliminated a monthly liability. Smart money doesn't lease. Smart money buys used, pays it off, and drives it until the math no longer works. Then they replace it. Leasing is a subscription to poverty. Number 2, the lifestyle inflation trap. You get a raise. Your salary increases, and your spending increases to match. Your income goes up 5%. Your expenses go up 5%. Net wealth accumulation, 0. This is the most invisible wealth killer on the planet. You feel like you're doing well because you're earning more, but you're not actually building anything. I've seen this 1,000 times. Person makes $70,000, gets promoted, now makes $85,000, immediately upgrades apartment, gets nicer furniture, eats out more, buys better clothes. Their stress increases, their freedom decreases, their wealth doesn't move. The rule is ruthless. When your income increases, your lifestyle stays the same. Your gap between income and spending, that gap is wealth. That's where money accumulates. Most people don't understand this because nobody teaches it. Smart money receives a raise and immediately increases their investment allocation. They live on 90% of their old salary and invest the 10% increase. In 10 years, the wealthy person has accumulated massive assets. The emotional person is still stressed, still spending, still broke. Number 3, the subscription that masquerades as improvement gym memberships. Streaming services, educational courses you never complete, meal delivery, premium software, coffee subscriptions. Individually, they're small, $30 here, $50 there, but collectively, they're catastrophic. The average person has between 8 and 12 active subscriptions they've forgotten about. That's $500 to $1,400 annually that disappears every single year. But here's the psychological part that really gets you. Each subscription feels like self-improvement. It feels like you're investing in yourself. You're not. You're subscribing to guilt. You're paying for the intention to improve, not for actual improvement. I don't do subscriptions unless I use them. And I mean genuinely use them. Not I might use it someday. I mean actively using them right now. If you've forgotten you have a subscription, that's money vanishing. Cancel it immediately, every one of them. The math is simple. A person who eliminates unnecessary subscriptions and invests that money monthly will accumulate over $18,000 in the next decade. That's not motivation, that's arithmetic. Number 4, depreciating luxury purchases. You see someone in a luxury watch, someone in designer clothing, someone with the latest phone model released 3 months ago, and you feel behind. So you buy the watch, you buy the clothing, you buy the phone, and you feel momentary satisfaction. The feeling lasts 2 weeks. Let me be direct. If your primary reason for purchasing something is that someone else has it, you're not making an investment decision. You're making an emotional decision disguised as a preference. And emotion is the enemy of wealth. Luxury purchases are not inherently wrong, but they need to be owned by people who've already built assets. A millionaire can buy a luxury watch because the watch is negligible compared to their net worth. Person making $50,000 annually cannot afford that luxury watch without it being a direct impediment to their wealth building. The person buying the Rolex on credit, and let's be honest, is literally paying interest to impress people they don't like with money they don't have. That is not a neutral financial decision. That is a wealth destruction strategy. Smart money buys necessities new, buys quality used, and waits to buy luxury only after assets have been accumulated. The order matters. Most people ignore the order. Number 5, the invisible debt payments, credit card interest. Car loans at 6% or higher. Personal loans, student loans being extended rather than attacked. Debt payments feel normal because they're normalized. Your paycheck comes in, you pay your debts, you move forward. But here's what you're not seeing. The interest rate is a negative return on capital. If you're paying 5% on a car loan, you're literally losing 5% annually on that capital. If you're paying 20% on a credit card, you're losing 20% annually. And most people don't see debt as negative compounding. They see it as just how things are. A person carrying $10,000 in credit card debt at 18% interest is paying $1,800 annually just to owe that $10,000. That's not a small cost. That's a wealth annihilator. The sequence is rigid. Eliminate high interest debt first. Everything else is secondary, not minimum payments, not paying it down slowly. Actually eliminating it, because every month that debt exists, it's compounding against your future. Smart money is debt averse at every level except for strategically low interest debt used to purchase assets. That's it. Everything else is noise. Here's what actually happens when you understand this. You stop spending like you're broke, and you never will be. You start spending like you're building something real. The 5 people you know who are actually wealthy, genuinely wealthy, not just high income, are not doing any of these 5 things. They're driving used vehicles they own outright. They're not increasing their lifestyle when income increases. They've eliminated subscriptions ruthlessly. They're buying necessities and waiting for luxury, and they're not paying interest on depreciating garbage. That's not coincidence. That's discipline reflected in behavior. In 22-6, you're going to make these spending decisions dozens of times. Each one will feel small. Each one will feel inconsequential. But 12 months from now, you'll either be closer to wealth or further from it. There is no neutral. Every purchase moves the needle one direction or the other. The question isn't whether you can afford these 5 things. The question is whether you can afford not to build wealth instead. Stop leasing. Stop upgrading your lifestyle automatically. Stop paying for subscriptions you don't use. Stop buying luxury you haven't earned yet. Stop paying interest on things that lose value. Start here. Execute for 1 year. Execute and look at your net worth. Compare it to last year. The difference will be stark enough that you won't need me to convince you anymore. The math will, like this video. Not because I need engagement, because the algorithm rewards content that actually helps people and you want more of it. Comment below, which of these 5 are you still doing? I want to see who's actually serious about this. Subscribe, not for motivation, for discipline. For a monthly reminder that wealth is built through boring, consistent decisions, not through hype or luck. And if you're serious about understanding how money actually works, not how Instagram thinks it works, there's more inside our membership community. But that's only for people ready to actually commit to building something real. Money doesn't care what you believe, only what you do.